Thank you for joining us. A few weeks ago, we attended a celebration of President Donald Trump's second year in office. This took place at his winter White House, Mar-a-Lago, with more than 700 VIP guests at this sold-out gala. It was an elegant country western event in a uniquely American tradition that evokes patriotism and love of country, hosted by Toni Holt Kramer, the founder of the Trumpettes, who also just published her new book, Unstoppable Me. We impartially here cover events and viewpoints from all sides. And right now we have just received some absolutely excellent breaking news from Israel, and we'll learn more after these messages.
Life Extension magazine brings you new discoveries in health and anti-aging. Our science-based research and supplements are so advanced they're many years ahead of the medical mainstream, with quality control standards that exceed FDA mandates. Life Extension has covered groundbreaking medical research for more than 35 years. For your health and future, you deserve the best. Learn more at lifeextension.com.
This is the eve of Purim, and we have a miracle of Purim. We call it Nes Purim. President Trump has just made history. I called him. I thanked him on behalf of the people of Israel. He did it again. First, he recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital and moved the U.S. Embassy here. Then he pulled out of the disastrous Iran treaty and reimposed sanctions. But now he did something of equal historic importance. He recognized Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights. And he did so at a time when Iran is trying to use Syria as a platform to attack and destroy Israel. And the message that President Trump has given the world is that America stands by Israel. There is no greater friendship than the one between Israel and the United States. And no one represents it better than Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. You and Ambassador Friedman and your delegation are exceptional champions of our allies. I've called you so many times on so many things that this evening I just want to say one word. Two, actually. Thank you. Thank you, Mike Pompeo. Thank you, President Trump. And thank you, America. Toda rabba.
Thank you. Tonight, President Trump made the decision to recognize that hard-fought real estate, that important place, is proper to be a sovereign part of the state of Israel. President Trump made a bold decision to recognize that, an important decision for the people of Israel. It will truly be historic, and the people of Israel should know that the battles they fought, the lives that they lost on that very ground were worthy and meaningful and important for all time.
Thank you, America. Thank you. Thank you. I'm here with two of the greatest friends of Israel, and they're also my personal friends, Senator Lindsey Graham and Ambassador David Friedman. Senator, this is not your first time in the Golan Heights, but I think every time you come here, you can appreciate the strategic importance of Israel being on the Golan Heights, and the fact that we're creating here new life, green life, a future, which is very different, obviously, from what existed before. I think the most important observation that I'd make is that the Golan has always been part of Israel from the earliest days of our history, and has certainly been the part of the state of Israel since 1967 and more recently since 1981. The Golan is part of Israel. The Golan must stay part of Israel forever. And I think it's very important that the international community recognize this fact and accept it, and most especially our great friend, the United States of America. I want to thank you for your unbelievable support. I don't think the citizens of Israel know everything that I know about the work you've done over successive administrations. We have no greater friend, and we appreciate it. So thank you, friend, and welcome, friend.
Thank you very much. I come here as a United States Senator from the state of South Carolina. I come here as an American. I come here to try to figure out what's best for America. What's best for America is for a safe, secure, and prosperous Israel. Why? Common values, common enemies, and from a military point of view, the best friend the United States could possibly ever have in a troubled region. I cannot tell you how much intelligence is given to the United States from our friends in Israel that protect the American homeland. So if you believe as I do, the state of Israel is a strategic partner to the United States, and its survival and its prosperity and security is relevant to American national security, you would come here, the Golan. For decades, this was one of the more peaceful parts of the border that Israel has to police. Not so much now. The Golan, as part of the state of Israel, now and forever, because to give this territory up would be a strategic nightmare for the state of Israel. And who would you give it to? That's Syria. It is a mess. My heart breaks for the Syrian people. You're not helping the Syrian people by putting Israel at extreme risk. There is no construct I can imagine now or any time in the future for the state of Israel to give the Golan up. This territory has a rich Jewish history. Strategically, I am standing on one of the most important pieces of ground in the state of Israel. The Golan is in the hands of Israel and will always remain in the hands of Israel.
I agree.
So that it is inconceivable that Israel could ever give it to anyone, given the threats Israel faces. And I'll tell the president there's unity here. There's not one political party of note in Israel that would come out with a different conclusion. So if you're looking for common ground politically in Israel, it would be the Golan. If you're looking for strategic ground to keep Israel safe and secure, it would be the Golan. If you're looking to send a message to the world about what happens if you attack Israel, it would be giving the Golan to Israel. And I want everyone to know, those who wish to destroy Israel, and they're growing in number, the more you do to harm this state, the more America will do to protect this state.
Thank you. David, do you want to say anything?
I could not agree more with Senator Graham, and I thank you, as always, for your incredible leadership on this issue. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I want to first of all congratulate Toni Holt Kramer for the incredible job she does. She started off with a few of her very good friends, all of whom are with you tonight.
For the land of the free and the home, everybody, of the brave.
The job that Toni has done with this event is spectacular. You are an incredible person.
I want all of you to join what the president said. This country will never go socialist. Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
To the President of the United States, I say this. Countless millions of us, Mr. President, we, the American people, love and support you. thanks so much for your continuing efforts to make America great again. We are praying for you every day and for your protection from the evil coming from all directions. May God be with you and bless you. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Well, the evening just keeps getting better, doesn't it? We have to talk about a wonderful man who is a hero, truly an American hero. Brian Colfage and his lovely wife are here tonight. Brian is an American hero. Sadly, he is a triple amputee, but he has given so much for this country. I think you should all stand, if you can, and give him a standing ovation. Let's hear it for the fabulous judge.
I am delighted to be back in the second year to celebrate Donald Trump, the President of the United States' second year as president. And Toni Holt Kramer, I want to thank you for the theme this year. It is so apropos. You know, I grew up watching Westerns and cowboy movies with my mom, and I still do. I love those frontier heroes portrayed by the likes of John Wayne and Roy Rogers and the Lone Ranger. You know, America was different then. Honor mattered. And justice, albeit frontier justice, was swift and certain. Back then, a man's word was his bond. They spoke their minds regardless of what other people thought. There was no such thing as political correctness.
I want you to give a round of applause. The one and only Fred Williamson.
He's doing a good job, and they don't care about his attitude because that's the way we are anyway.
With us tonight, I am humbled and proud to introduce you to Eduardo Bolsonaro, and he is the third son of the president of Brazil. Jair Bolsonaro.
The guy asked me, "Hey, you Brazilian, if you were American, would you vote for Hillary or Trump?" And I said, "For Trump." And the guy opened the eyes, "But he wants to build a wall." And I answered, "I'm not going to the United States illegally."
We thank our fantastic sponsors, Bill Falloon, who is one of the co-founders of the company that keeps you really healthy, and his wonderful wife, Debbie. We have ambassadors that made this night happen, because without their support, both emotionally and financially, we would not be able to have this extraordinary event. Please welcome my ambassadors: Linda Adelson, Tina Hillstrom, Denise Rizzuto, Terry Ebert Mendoza, Dr. Robert Miller and his wonderful wife, Andrea. I just want to say thank you to all of you. I want you to meet one of the most talented women in the world. And without her, Daphne Barak, I don't think John Voight would have been here. Trumpets USA present to you the Mover Shaker Award, a superstar who's so regular and down to earth.
We all of us share the same need for justice and truth. And together we have the power for each and every man and woman to feel our sincerity and our belief in Donald Trump.
At that moment, my phone dinged. It said, "Mike, this is Donald Trump." He said, "Would you meet me in New York City at Trump Tower?" And I'm going, "God?" It was another divine appointment.
You bet. And you were right on. You were right on from day one.
Everybody loves our president. Some just don't know it yet.
They will. They will.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
We are on location in Palm Beach for the epic book signing of Toni Holt Kramer's book, Unstoppable Me. We will feature some interviews with individuals attending and speak with the author as well.
Thank you. People are saying to me, you know, this is going to be a movie or a television series. I mean, really and truly, the answer is yes.
Well, Toni is one of the most fabulous characters that ever lived.
Toni Holt Kramer is doing this fabulous book signing.
She's a remarkable neighbor, a remarkable person, and even better writer.
I started reading it and I loved every word. I think she is a superstar, a mega superstar. I just love what she writes about her life. And so I came to buy 3 more books for friends and family.
It's a page turner, and there's a surprise in every page.
I know a lot of people on Palm Beach. There's a lot of interesting people on Palm Beach. But I really think that Toni stands out as one of the more interesting people here because of the things she's actually done and her life.
She's had a really fascinating life. She's been in the entertainment industry, and you know, she's lived everywhere. She's met almost everyone.
What can I say? She's a beautiful lady, and I mean, very, successful in what she does. She's very smart. She's, I mean, you can take lessons from her. She has a lot of.
There's a lot of inspiration in this book because it will definitely, get your Kleenex out for a few chapters. But what I think it will do is it gives people, I hope, a lot of inspiration. This is to...
Okay, so that's to Lori, Lorrie.
We just got this morning, Judge Janine. I mean, she just wrote the most incredible. She couldn't put the book down. I love the book so much. And we had an email from London just before I got here to come speak for the Royals. It's getting great reviews.
I'm Robin Sexton.
Hi, Robin. I know who you are. Nice to meet you in person again.
Yes.
Hello, Michael. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Love the cover.
You love the cover.
I do love the cover. That's terrific.
Well, Michael, you'll be able to check out everything and you'll know it's true.
This is weekend reading for
This
me.
is an investigative report, an investigative person's delight. I'm telling you. Because...
We can always use more good investigators.
Hello. Hi, what's your name? So beautiful. Oh, he knows a camera when he sees one, right? Do you want to come here? She said, when are you coming to London to do a book signing there?
Oh, yeah, she told me.
Right, at the Polish Club, exactly. Okay, thank you.
Wonderful.
Oh, thank you so much for coming over. My God.
You look beautiful.
Well,
She
thank
told me that
you.
you are so great.
Oh.
You're doing so amazing stuff.
Remember, if you think it.
Get something in and say
Thank you.
Toni, Tell us what you think about this event today.
Well, I think it's out of the park. You know, the president would probably, you know, this would be a usual for him. But for me, I'm very grateful that the Trumpettes and the support of the president has brought so many people in to buy this book, which is to do with the president, of course, called My Trumpettes, which I started June 16th, 2015, the night that he announced he was going to run. I was with Terry Ebert Mendoza, one of my co-founders. And I said, wow. And I was on a ship, and they all thought I was crazy because I let out this huge scream. And my best birthday present ever. Donald Trump is running for president. And from there, it was all history. That was the night I just gave my life to working, and I will continue doing that, as do all of my friends here. Karen Giorno, her friend Christina and Nicole DeCoco, who are all Trumpettes, all caring about this country, all caring about the future. And we know that with President Trump, we will have a great future. Nicole, tell us what you think.
Well, I think it's a terrific book. And of course, Toni is the head of the Trumpettes, but she's far more than that. She's wrote a bestseller, I think, and it's about all the years in her career as a journalist and television host, and she's interviewed some fabulous people. Onassis and Howard Hughes and
Frank Sinatra,
Dean Martin, and you'll have to get the book if you want to know more. But it's easy to read cover to cover.
I haven't read it yet, but I can't wait to get home. And then I can make some comments.
Yes, you have, you know, and then when you do, maybe you could make them on the website, unstoppableme.com.
For sure.
Okay.
I ran social media for the Trump campaign for Florida. So
oh, well, you're right at home there.
And for all our friends on the Shalom Show, please go and buy a copy of Unstoppable Me.
Thank you, Nicole. That was great.
Very well done, Nicole. Toni, I remember when you told me you were writing this in the ladies' room of Mar-a-Lago.
That's right.
It's true.
That's what women do. We chit-chat.
And I said, I cannot wait to read it. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to support you. You know why? Because you support the president. You support all the women who support the president.
That's right.
And we have another election to win. So
and we're going
this particular book is going to help people understand how.
Yes,
right?
yes. And I think this book will also help people to understand how really important the presidency remaining is, because it is our country, and he is 101% in love with this country.
That is the truth.
You know,
as the state director for Florida for his campaign, I will tell you, out of working 5 different presidential elections, he is the hardest working American I've ever met. He's the hardest working president, and we need him for another 4 more years.
We sure do, and we're going to get him.
Good.
I mean, we're the messengers out there. We're all the
certainly
messengers. And people who don't know, we're going to teach.
We certainly will.
You know, you just have to have an open mind. If you think it, you can do it.
Amen. Thank you, Toni.
Thank you, Karen, very much.
Toni, I didn't realize that this event today is more than just a book signing. You have people around you extremely dedicated to the cause. So what are your thoughts with regard to the added significance of this event today?
Well, I think I'm very blessed. I think that people that come together for an event like this, are coming together from their heart, because they either want to know and read about the book, or they want to know more about my Hollywood career, my Trumpette career. And my Trumpette career is going full force because that's what I do every day. And also the fact that there's a lot of inspiration in this book, because as nice as it's kind of glossy to say, you know, Hollywood, Frank Sinatra, President Trump, Dean Martin, Aristotle Onassis, there's really a lot of tremendous tragedy in the book as well. It will definitely, get your Kleenex out for a few chapters. But what I think it will do is it gives people, I hope, a lot of inspiration. I really believe that women, particularly, we seem to carry a lot more of a burden than men do necessarily. I'm not saying you men don't have burdens, but what I'm saying is that the women, we have to kind of do it all. So I think that having that reinforcement and having women read it and feel that they can overcome a terrible tragedy, and I've overcome a number of them, Amen. You know, so if you think it, you can do it.
You can do it.
Absolutely.
Toni started the Trumpettes, which is a grassroots movement. This is women, regular women, getting involved in the political process and looking at Donald Trump as our leader to get us through this big mess we have called the world. Okay, and the grassroots effort is extremely important. So, Toni, thank you for everything that you do.
I thank you, Karen, and thank you for being here, and thank you, Richard.
Of course.
And now I've got 1 minute, and they're going to cut me off. So I've got to sign 2 books quickly.
Toni, this was an absolutely fabulous event. Share with our audience your thoughts on it.
Well, it was fantastic. You said it all. It was wonderful. It was fantastic. A lot of people that really, some had read the book already, had bought it or had gotten it, I don't know, and they said they just loved it. And I was so thrilled because today I got an email from Basha Hamilton in London, who's the foremost artist in the world, one of the portrait artists. She's painted the Queen of England. She's painted Princess Margaret. She's painted all the royals throughout Europe. And she invited me to come do a book signing there, and in London, which sounds wonderful. And then I heard from Judge Janine today, who said, "I love your book." So, you know, I mean, can I be in a better mood? No.
Absolutely not. It's absolutely wonderful. I want to go with you to London.
Well, come on, let's do it. Let's do it.
Toni, congratulations. A real pleasure.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you for being here, and thank you to Life Extension and to Bill Falloon and Debbie Falloon. I love you guys, and I love you. And
thank you, dear. Thank you.